Hello and welcome to ABA Made Easy. I'm Mauricio, and today we'll be talking about taking the Registered Behavior Technician exam. You're doing it. You're seriously considering becoming a Registered Behavior Technician, or an RBT. As reinforcement, I'll give you a little dance. Alright, that's all you get for now. So in today's video, I'm going to cover what is required to actually sit for the RBT exam, how to study for it, and hopefully give you the information you need if you want to pursue this type of career. Just so you know, behavior analysis is a very hard career. It takes a lot of patience. You gotta really love kids. It's definitely a very rewarding career path, but it's not easy. You see the progress in these kids from going from nonverbal to speaking full sentences, going from biting and using tantrums as communication to using words or sign language. It's awesome. I'm very happy that you're interested in it, and that's why you're watching this video. So all the information I'm giving you right now is for 2020. Things might change in the future. But for right now, in order to sit for the RBT exam, you have to be 18 years old, have a high school diploma, pass a background check, and every case they look at individually. And then you have to complete a 40-hour training. Now, this 40-hour training is usually offered at agencies when you start working as part of the orientation. You have to do the 40-hour training. So when you're looking for agencies to work with, I recommend looking for one that actually covers the cost of the 40-hour training. But you can do this without actually going through the agency. And there's some courses out there that cost money. But one that I've found that people highly recommend, I haven't personally done it, but I hear really good things, and it's absolutely free, is autismpartnershipfoundation.org. Everyone says they're really good, and it costs nothing to you, and their mission is kind of the same mission as my channel, making quality education free and accessible to the public. So highly recommend them. And then you have to do an initial competency assessment. What is this? Basically, a BCBA or BCABA sees how well you know the concepts, and then they sign you off saying you're prepared to take the exam. So this is also offered by the agencies usually. If you're not going through an agency, you can go on the BACB website, look on the registry, find someone who's willing to do it, contact them, and then they could do it that way. Another word on these requirements is that these are the bare minimum. When you apply to agencies, they usually want to see you already in college or about to finish college, pursuing a career that's related to ABA, like psychology. But any career path will do. If you're pre-med or something like that, that works too. Alright, so you've completed these requirements. What's next? Now you have to go on the BACB website and apply to take the exam. During the application process, they're going to ask for all these documents. You just send them in, and then they approve you to sit for the exam. Once you're approved, you go ahead and schedule the exam and take the exam. So usually it's in one of these like test centers that are proctored, you know the ones. But during this whole global situation that's going on right now, they have this online proctored version, which I don't know if they're going to continue doing it after this is all over, but that's another option. Then right after you finish the exam, you get your results right away. So you'll know if you passed or you didn't pass. And to do all this and apply and everything, there's going to be a few fees, and it comes out to like $95. So now let's talk about the actual exam itself. So the exam consists of 85 multiple choice questions. There's 4 possible answers for each question. And then 10 of those are going to be pilot items, so they're not counted towards your score. But you don't know which ones are pilot and which ones count towards your score. But the ones you probably didn't know, those are the pilot ones. And then you have 90 minutes to complete the exam. So that's probably the toughest part of this whole test taking thing, time management, because you have about a 1 question per minute that you have to try to aim for to complete the exam on time. So basically just read the question, look at the answers, and if you know it, go for it. And if you don't know it, flag it or mark it or whatever, and then go to the next question and keep going, and at the end you could go back. So now let's talk about what they're going to test you on. So there's 6 different sections that they're going to test you on. 6 content areas. The first one is measurement. It has 10 questions. Assessment, which has 8 questions. Skill acquisition, which has 24 questions. Behavior reduction with 12 questions. Documentation and reporting with 10 questions. And professional conduct and scope of practice with 11 questions. So that totals the 75 questions that you're going to have. So it's really nice that they kind of break it down into how much of each content area is going to have how many questions, because you could tailor your studying time to make it so that you hit the content areas appropriately. So, the big question, how do you study? Well, I've been thinking, and let me know in the comments below if you guys are interested. I'm thinking of doing an RBT series where I go over all the content areas in a quick review, not as in-depth as my other videos, but something for a quick review or refresher before the exam. If you're interested in something like that, or for people who want to refresh their terminologies and everything, let me know in the comments down below, or giving this video a like, and then I'll know that there's interest, and then I'll go and pursue that video next. But for now, what you want to do is go on the BACB website, which I've said a million times, but that's where all the information is. And I'll put the link down in the description. And you want to download the task list. Then, when you start in your agency, or when you're taking the online 40-hour course, okay? Pay attention to the 40-hour course. The whole point of that course is to go over the basics of ABA therapy. And they're supposed to cover every single thing on the task list. So just make sure you do that, and if you have any questions, ask your BCBA, and they'll be happy to answer for you so you fill in your gaps of knowledge. I've spoken to some people who have taken the exam recently, and they say that there's really good Quizlet flashcards out there. Look at those if you're into flashcards, but just know that someone made those, so they might not be 100% accurate. And then try to apply these into scenarios. So don't just memorize, the definition of this, the definition of that. Think of specific examples and when you would use that terminology in ABA. If you want to go the extra mile, and you don't have to do this, but if you're seriously considering the field and you see this as a long-term thing, one book that I recommend to everyone, and it's known as the Bible of ABA, is Applied Behavior Analysis by Cooper. The 3rd edition just came out recently. I have the 2nd edition, and it's awesome. It's a little technical, but definitely if you're seriously pursuing ABA therapy, this is the book you have to get. And yeah, if you followed all these steps, should get a passing score. And I'm happy you're going to join the field. It's awesome. But once again, if you're interested in a series going over the topics individually, just let me know. I'm just trying to gauge interest for that. But that's it for this video. Hope you found this helpful. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you in the next one.